Good morning. We will begin our service with the ringing of the temple bell. At this time, please silence your cell phones and listen quietly as the sounding of the conch shell is an invitation to settle our hearts and minds as we prepare to receive the Dharma. Thank you.
Namandavs, 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 namandavs.
Aloha, everyone. I'm Kenji Nishihara, and I will serve as your MC this morning. Minister's Assistant Linda Nagai will be officiating today's service. Assisting at the temple with technical support is the Zoom crew of Alan Matsumoto, Stephen Kaneko, Wendy Terada, and Joy Guzman. Auntie Betty will lead the singing. Please rise and let us start the service with the Vandana and Tisarana. Please chant both the Pali and English parts together with Miss Linda.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam. Gacchami Namandabs, 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 namandabs.
Please remain standing. Miss Linda will now share an aspiration.
Our hands together in Gasho. In recent days, we have experienced the power of nature through stormy weather, and we continue to witness the instability of our world through tensions, conflict, and uncertainty. Even in the midst of this, spring arrives, quietly and steadily, reminding us that life continues to unfold. May we take this moment to pause and to breathe, to remember the truth of impermanence and the limits of our own control, and to recognize the deeper flow of life that continues to carry us. May we reflect on both the challenges we face and the quiet resilience of life. May we open our hearts to the working of wisdom and compassion that supports us, even in uncertain times, and may we entrust ourselves to the compassionate working of Amida Buddha, who embraces us just as we are. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs.
Please be seated. It is now time for the offering of incense. We invite all Sangha members in attendance to please come up and offer incense if you wish, starting with the front rows and moving towards the back. Please use both incense burners. Let us observe a moment of silent meditation.
Namandavs, 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 namandavs.
Miss Linzo will now lead us in chanting Gasho Tumida. Words can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the pews and on the screen.
Gasho Tuamida, composed by the Reverend Kenryu Chuji. Gasho Tuamida is a hymn that praises the Buddha of infinite light and life and celebrates the activity of great compassion which sustains our lives. This hymn reminds us that we should humbly approach life with palms pressed together in reverence, gratitude, and joy. We chant these words so that we may hear the Dharma and awaken to the virtues of the Buddha. May our voices together express our profound gratitude and appreciation for the Buddha's great benevolence. Gasho to Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho to Amida. Trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho to Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. join them in Nembutsu. I gasho to Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I gasho to Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I gasho to Amida. Nembutsu in work and play. Every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. I gasho to Amida. Remember the golden chain. Kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho to Amida. In the clear, bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I gasho to Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. I gasho to Amida. Namanda Bu. Namanda Bu. Namanda Bu. Namanda Bu. Namanda Bu. Namanda Bu. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attaining awakened mind. We are born in the land of peace. Namandavs, 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 namandavs.
Please rise for the Gatha, living gratefully. Words can be found on page 132 in the Purple Gatha book and on the screen. Again, page 132 in the Purple Gatha book.
Okay, no Korean today, so we're going to sing this a cappella, okay? Sing loud. Let's all live in harmony, trying to live as one. All of us together always, living life with Buddha's love. Hand in hand we move along, let's all live in peace. Strive to be the best we can, living gratefully. Kindness to every living thing, showing our gratitude, loving all our friends and family, showing thanks for all they do. Hand in hand we move along, let's all live in peace. Strive to be the best we can, living gratefully. Good job, everybody. Thank you.
You may be seated. Today's Dharma message will be shared by Miss Linda.
Good morning. Let's all put our hands together in Gasho as I recite a verse from Shinran's Jodo Wasan. The light of compassion illumines us from afar. Those beings it reaches, its taught, attain the joy of Dharma. So take refuge in Amida, the great consolation. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandas, namandas, namandas. Morning again. We have just finished observing Hanamatsuri, the Buddha's birthday, and we put a great deal of effort into this celebration, from searching to flowers to decorate the Hanamido, and we really had to do that this year. There was really no flowers. To carefully arranging everything, to preparing the offerings. It's almost like celebrating a child's birthday, your child's birthday. We even had a birthday cake and we sang, "Happy birthday to the Buddha." And then once the celebration is over, everything is put away and we return to our daily lives. So I began to wonder, what are the children thinking? Are they asking themselves, why do we go through all this effort to celebrate Buddha's birthday when there's no Buddha here physically? To enjoy the birthday cake with us, and we're singing happy birthday to Buddha and can have the birthday cake. And actually the question points somewhere important. In Jodo Shinshu, when we speak of the Buddha, we're not only referring to Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, but we're also speaking of Amida Buddha, the Buddha of infinite light and life, whose vow is always reaching toward us right here, right now. So perhaps the question is not whether the Buddha is physically present or absent. Maybe the deeper question is, how do we recognize the Buddha's presence in our daily lives? My talk today will be basically, as I thought about it, is seeing with the heart, recognizing the Buddha in our lives. So this celebration may be one way to remind us of that presence. So often we look at something dramatic, something miraculous, something clearly spiritual. But in Jodo Shinshu, we come to realize that the Buddha is not something we go out to find, whether it's something we begin to recognize in the midst of our ordinary life, something that is always here with us. We may not witness a miraculous birth, but we do encounter moments of patience when we're struggling, kindness when we least expect it, someone showing up for us when we need it the most, or even a quiet awareness that we're being cared for by life itself. These moments are not separate from the Buddha. They are expressions of Amida's compassionate working. And yet, we can easily overlook them because they do not announce themselves. Hey, I'm here to be kind to you. They don't announce themselves. They require that, what I might call, seeing with the heart. So how do the Buddha's teaching become real in our everyday lives? In Jodo Shinshu, we often speak of moving from teaching to realization, not just learning the ideas about Buddhism, but coming to see itself differently. The Buddha's birth is not just a historical event. It is a reminder that awakening is not distant from this world. It's already working in it. The Hanamido comes down, the decorations are put away, and life continues. So what remains after the celebration? I'd like to share a story from my classroom that helped me understand this in a very real way. I have a student that was placed in my guitar class who is autistic. He was not able to read words. He's not able to read words, though he could recognize numbers. And his motor skills were quite limited. Because my class is a performance-based class, I knew he wouldn't be able to participate in the same way the other students could. The suggestion from our administration was essentially let him sit there and observe, since he wasn't on a diploma track, and we just want him to focus on life skills. Their main goal was to have him interact with others. But I couldn't be at peace with that. It didn't feel right to let him sit there while everyone else played. I asked for support, but there were no aids available. So I found myself simply watching him and wondering, what could I possibly do? Then something unexpected happened. It was 2 years ago that when I first received this, but I received a phone call from a person called Alan Akaka. People may not know him, but his brother is Danny Akaka, son of the senator, late Senator Akaka. And he was coming with the Steel Guitar Festival, and he wanted to come to the school to show the students how to play steel guitar. And he asked if he could visit my class. Now, I never met Danny before, just out of the clear blue sky to get this call. And I've always loved the sound of the steel guitar ever since a child. Never knew how to play it, never even thought about playing it, but it's beautiful. So I said yes, and he came with a Hoku Hanohano Award steel guitarist that played for the students. Then this school year, he asked again, can I come again? And I said, yeah, please come. So he came with his group again, but before that, I thought about him and I said, I wanted him to write a song for me. Get Silent Night, we were doing a concert. I wanted him to do Silent Night put into steel guitar. So I emailed him and I asked him, and he says he's busy teaching at Windward Community College. So he says, I don't know if I can get to it, but I'll try. So I called him and talked to him, and he says, well, why don't you join us? It's free, but that was the magic word, free, right? I could get steel guitar lessons for free. So I did. And as we were taking steel guitar lessons, something came to my mind. And I thought of this student that couldn't play the guitar because he couldn't move the left hand and the right hand at the same time. But the steel guitar, you have a bar, and you just move this hand, and you go like this. So I asked Alan, do you think I could teach him to play the steel guitar? And he says, you may be onto something there. So the next day I went to school, and I called him up. I opened up my steel guitar, showed him what it did, and his face just lit up. Because he's autistic, different sounds, resonated with him, and he loved it. So I taught him to play Silent Night on the steel guitar, and he played it at their Christmas concert. His confidence grew, and I found that I could maybe teach him a little bit. So I taught him how to play the guitar instead of using all his fingers, using 2 or 1 finger, though he only had to play a few strings. And gave him that, let him work on it, went back to him and said, play me the progression, and he did. So he's kind of working on it, okay, right now. And my goal is actually that by the time when we finish his school, he'll be playing 1 song. Well, what I did was taught him that. So this year I got him, we're going to do spring concert, and he's playing 2 songs. And he's really good at it. But because he can't read, I have like a page turner, someone to help him point out where he has to play. Well, this boy does not he doesn't show any loving or anything, and he just wants to stay away. And he came up to me and he says, can I give you a hug? And he gave me 3 hugs so far. And when I tell people that it's social worker, they say he doesn't hug anybody. So somehow I think I reached him, and it's all because of Alan and the steel guitar. So just looking back at that, I realized that the steel guitar didn't come to me. Alan, it just like it appeared somehow, unexpectedly. Through a phone call, timing, circumstances, I didn't plan it. It just happened. So perhaps the meaning of Buddha's birth is not about looking back at something long ago, but reminding us to see what we're already holding, or what's already holding us right now. Amida's vow is not distant. It's already here, working quietly in our lives in ways that we often overlooked, but it's seen by our hearts. And when we begin to see that, even just a little bit, something begins to soften. Something in us begins to awaken. And we begin to realize the Buddha's presence in our lives. Even after the Hanamido is put away and the birthday cake is all eaten and gone, we realize that Amida is always with us. So let us put our hands together in Gassho and recite the Buddha's honored name. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs. Thank you.
Thank you for your Dharma message, Miss Linda. Taylor will now lead us in the unison reading of the Golden Chain of Love. Words can be found on the laminated handouts in the back of the pews and on the screen. Let's all recite the passage together with her. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amila's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace.
Namo Amidabs, Namo Amidabs, Namo Amidabs, Namo Amidabs, Namo.
Thank you, Taylor. We will now have the offertory presentation. Mahalo for your generosity, everyone. Please rise as we will conclude this service with the singing of the Gotha Nembutsu.
Namandabs, 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 namandabs.
You may be seated. This concludes today's service. Here are some announcements, upcoming schedule of services and events. Next Sunday, April 26th, regular Dharma family service will be held at 10 a.m. Reverend Blaine will share a Dharma message. Sunday, May 3rd, we will celebrate Mothers and Children's Day and baccalaureate service at 10 a.m. The guest speaker will be Miss Claire Tamamoto, President of the Hawaii Federation of the Buddhist Women's Association. After the service, the Konohongwanji Judo Club will conduct mochi tsuki in the area fronting the social hall. Everyone is invited to participate by enjoying the mochi bar and sampling all kinds of interesting and yummy goodies to garnish your mochi with. You can even try your skills at mochi pounding. In addition, there will be a craft fair in the social hall from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So please plan to join us for the service. Mochi, Suki, and shopping. Sunday, May 10th. We will observe Gotani or Shinran Shonen's birthday. Service will be held at 10 a.m. and guest speaker will be Reverend Ai Hironaka, Minister of Kahului and Lahaina Hongwanjis on Maui. Calling all families of 2026 graduates. If you have a child or a grandchild who will be graduating or has graduated from high school, college, or professional school this year, please let the temple office know by tomorrow, Monday, April 22nd, so we can honor them at our baccalaureate service on May 3rd. Any other announcements, Miss Linda or anyone else?
Oh,
Might as well take advantage of this. Oh. Good morning. So, on behalf of the Kona Japanese Civic Association, we'd like to invite the Sangha to join us after church next week, Sunday. So, please attend church first in the morning and then head down to Old Airport, Makaeo Pavilion. We are having our annual Japanese Cultural Festival and Kodomo no Hi Festival, Children's Festival. So the event is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So again, you have plenty of time to come church first, and after church, head down. We will have performances including taiko, karate, taisho koto, and dance. Activities include calligraphy, origami, gyotaku, koi nobori, and more. And we'll also have food trucks available, and they'll different kind of cuisines and crafts and baked goods sale. So please join us. Tickets are $10. You can buy at the door. Comes with our hot dog and unlimited ice shave. And it's free for those 5 years old and under. I left a few flyers, so if you're interested, please come and join us. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Those of you on Zoom may leave at any time. Those of you here in person, refreshments will be served in the conference room. Thank you to Grandma Myrna Kunihiro and to Auntie Molly Nakano for providing today's refreshments, and to anyone else who brought goodies to share. Mahalo to Auntie Betty Takeoka for preparing today's ultra rice balls. Your attendance today is very much appreciated. Please stay safe, and we hope to see you at future services and events. Mahalo.
no. I just think